W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of the sequel by Hanff Korelitz, narrated by Julia Whelan. For Burton I. Korelitz. All novels are sequels. Michael Chabon. Part 1. Chapter 1. It starts with us. First of all, it wasn't even that hard. The way they went on, all those writers, so incessantly, so dramatically, they might have been going down the mines on all fours with a plastic spoon clenched between their teeth to loosen the diamonds, or wading in raw sewage to find the leak in the septic line, or running into burning buildings with 45 pounds of equipment on their backs. But this degree of whining over the mere act of sitting down at a desk or even reclining on a sofa and typing? Not so hard. Not hard at all, actually. Of course, she'd had a ringside seat for the writing of her late husband's final novel, composed, or at least completed, during the months of their all-too-brief marriage. She'd also had the master class for one of his previous novel, the wildly successful Crib. True, the actual writing of that novel had predated their meeting, but she'd still come away from it with a highly nuanced understanding of how that extraordinary book had been made, its specific synthesis of fiction, his, and fact, her own. So that helped. Another thing that helped? It was a truth universally acknowledged that finding an agent and then a publisher were hoops of fire that anyone else who wrote a novel had to face, but she, herself, was to be exempt from that particular ordeal. She, because of who she already was, the executor of her late husband's estate with sole control of his wildly valuable literary properties, would never need to supplicate herself at the altar of the literary marketplace. She could simply step through those hoops to effective, prestigious representation and the Rolls-Royce of publishing experiences, thanks to Matilda, her late husband's agent, and Wendy, his editor, two women who happened to be at the apex of their respective professions. She knew this not just from her own impressions, but empirically. A certain disgruntled writer had taken revenge on the publishing monde by ranking every editor and agent from apex to nadir on his website and making public their email addresses, and even people who thought him otherwise demented admitted that his judgment in these matters was accurate. Having Matilda...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?